my name is Anna Johnson with John Burton Advocates for Youth. I'm the Associate Director of Housing and Health, and I'm here with Brooklyn Lopez to show you how to file your taxes online for free using myfreetaxes.org and the IRS free software Taxslayer. Brooklyn, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Brooklyn Lopez. I'm a current graduate student at SDSU pursuing a master's degree in accounting, and I was a VITA volunteer last year for SDSU, volunteering performing taxes for foreign students. And now I'm here with John Burton Advocates for Youth and assistance with helping do taxes for former foster youth.
Thanks, Brooklyn. Yeah, so here at JBay, we actually have a foster youth tax project where we're helping current and former foster youth across the state learn how to file their taxes for free and correctly and with support. So this is part of that project. And the purpose of this guide that we've created in the videos is to help walk you through the process of filing your taxes from beginning to end for free with IRS support. So both Brooklyn and I are certified VITA volunteers trained by the IRS, and we've passed a test, and we have support from a team of people who help us make sure that we're doing taxes correctly. This type of filing called self-filing or do-it-yourself is really good for young adults who are filing right now in 2021, are comfortable using online tax software and filing online. If you want to learn to file on your own, and as long as you've earned less than $73,000 in 2021, this is a good option for you because it will be a free filing service. It's not like other sites where you go on there and then at the end they're going to charge you money later and say, oh, for this or that reason you have to pay us. So this is a totally free way and accurate way to file your taxes. So now Brooklyn is going to start from the beginning, step one. So do you want to move forward to step one, Brooklyn?
Yes.
All right. So part of this grant is with United Way of California, and they've helped us to create these videos and to create this guide. And they also have this site, myfreetaxes.org, that they operate every tax year to help people file and claim their tax credits, which can include the federal stimulus check, the earned income tax credit, the child tax credit, and the California earned income tax credit and young child tax credit. All of these tax credits add up to a lot of money, and it's important to use sites like myfreetaxes.org and Taxslayer to file your taxes and get all of that money that is yours. You earned it and you should get it. So, all right, Brooklyn, we'll take it away with myfreetaxes.org. You're there on the site. So what should people do first?
So first thing you're going to do is you're going to click File on My Own.
Great. And then for this, it's just kind of walking you through what myfreetaxes.org, which is, it sort of tells you what you're going to do. You're going to provide your contact information. You're going to get a free filing link, and then you're going to file. So if you actually scroll down, what you do here is just start entering your personal information. So Brooklyn is just entering their name, their email address, phone number, zip code, and that's the first page to get your account started with myfreetaxes.org. So once it's all filled out, we just press Get Started Filing. The next thing you do is actually fill out a little bit more information to make sure that you qualify for the free filing service. So Brooklyn, what does this page ask you to do?
So this page is asking if we had made less than 73,000, which would qualify us to file for free. So then you would just put yes or no. Here we're just entering our zip code again, and resident of Puerto Rico, no. And opt-in to be contacted by United Way, I'm going to say no. Okay, so after filling out the information, it should bring you to a new tab that looks like this. And it says if a new window doesn't open, to click here. And then we could wait, or we could press file now.
Great. So you're done creating your myfreetaxes.org account, and it's now linking you to Taxslayer, the free IRS tax software site where you'll actually enter in your tax information. So here, all you have to do is click continue.
So here we would create an account with Taxslayer.
And to create the account, Brooklyn's just typing in email, creating a username, a strong password, and entering a phone number. So that's all you have to do to create the account, and then they'll send a confirmation. And then after you're done with that, you have a Taxslayer account, keep your password and username so that you can start and stop your tax return as many times as you need to, log in and out, and do that confirmation piece.
Awesome.
Great. So you've successfully created your account, and it looks like you're already logged in, and it's now having you begin step 3, which is starting your tax return.
Yes.
All right, so Brooklyn has logged into Taxslayer using that new account that was just created and is ready to start step 3, which is personal tax information and kind of your basic information about who you are, who your family is, or your children. So it's always a good idea before you start entering tax information to get your documents ready. And JBay has actually created a checklist that helps you know what kind of forms, tax documents you might need, what kind of credits and deductions you might be eligible for, and how to prepare information to have you be ready to file. So Brooklyn, as you're getting started, what kind of documents and information are you gathering for yourself? And tell us a little bit more about how you're preparing to start to enter this information.
So I know that I worked in 2021, so I should have a W-2 next to me. I also have some brokerage accounts with Fidelity, so I'm going to have those forms with me. And then another important letter to have is the recovery rebates letter, which shows how much you were paid with the stimulus check, the amount that was deposited into your account, or if you received a check. And I also have a child. So if I have a child, I want to make sure that I have their social security number ready and things like that.
Great. Well, let's get started. So what are you going to do first here as you logged into your account?
So we are going to enter in our full name, our full legal name, I want to say. And if you're filing joint, if you're married and you file taxes together, then to click here. I am not married. Another thing to keep in mind is that if you are filing joint, you still want to make sure that you're making less than $73,000 jointly together to qualify to file for free as well. So sometimes your employer will provide an electronic copy of your W-2 instead of a physical W-2. So if you have that, this is a good tool to kind of drop it in here. It will kind of generate the numbers automatically. So I don't have that, so I'm just going to press skip. And here we're just going to enter in the same thing, our name, social security, date of birth, you could put in an occupation if you want. More personal information, just your mailing address, simple stuff.
For those people who, if you don't have a personal mailing address, or if you're moving around, or if you're experiencing homelessness, you do have an option here to use a clinic, a shelter, a youth center, or talk to your foster care caseworker or someone about what address can you use on your tax return to file your taxes. So make sure to enter a mailing address where you could get that. And if you are experiencing homelessness, later on in the tax return, a good option for you is actually to use direct deposit, because that way, instead of a paper check for your money coming to you and going to a physical address, it would actually be direct deposited to your bank account. So check out the JBay checklist. If you've got questions about how to do that, we explain it in that guide.
Awesome. And then here we are with residency status. I lived in California the full year of 2021. So I'm going to put full year resident of the state. If you lived in another state for 6 months or more, you would put a part year state resident. So here's some things to read through. First, it says Brooklyn can be claimed as a dependent on someone else's return. So I will not be claimed as a dependent because I didn't live with like my foster mom or my biological mom full time. I live on my own with my child. So technically I would be head of household. So this is a no-go for me. Brooklyn was over age 18 and a full-time student at an eligible education institution. So yes, I am 23 and I was a full-time student at SDSU. Brooklyn is blind? No. Brooklyn is deceased? No, I'm right here. Do I wish to contribute $3 to the presidential election campaign fund? No. Brooklyn served in a combat zone? No. Brooklyn wishes to elect to use their 2019 earned income to figure the 2021 earned income credit and our child tax credit? No. Affected by natural disaster? No. Brooklyn received, sold, exchanged, or otherwise acquired financial interest in a virtual currency during the current year. So I know that cryptocurrency has become popular over the years. I personally do not have any sort of cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or anything like that. So that's a no for me. If you do have it, then yes, you would select this checkbox. Do I prefer to receive written communication other than English? Brooklyn prefers to receive written communication from the IRS in accessible format, and at least 18 and meets the requirement to claim the earned income credit. Yes. So if you're over 18 and you meet the requirements, and you could also click these little blue little question marks, and it'll kind of explain more of what certain things are, like the earned income tax credit gives you more information on it and to see if you're eligible. But we'll also see if you're eligible as you move forward throughout after you enter in certain information and things like that.
So this one is really important, that pretty much everyone who's watching this video is current or former foster youth or someone who's experienced homelessness. And so you really want to check that box, because there was a law change. President Biden actually made a change last year in the budget to make the earned income tax credit at the federal level eligible for youth 18 and older who are current and former foster youth or are students or have experienced homelessness. So definitely check that box if you're even thinking you might qualify. This is definitely for you. And like for someone who's single, it's up to $1,500 of a credit. And for parents, it's even more than that. So definitely check that box. Thanks, Brooklyn.
Yeah, and also to add on, a cool feature about the earned income credit is that you don't even have to have a tax liability to even receive this refundable credit. So this credit right here is like the star of the show. So okay, so filing status. So I have a child and I support my child more than how do I say this? I support my child more than what they earn, I would say. And also because he lived with me the entire year. So here I would put head of household. And if you need help determining your filing status, should you think we should go through this filing status wizard? I feel like
You
it'd be more
can.
beneficial.
We can do it. Yeah. So
Yeah, because I know like
we can
some
do
are like, well, what do I do? I don't know. Okay.
it. For people who are here with a visa and filing.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and then so you could say if you're not sure which one, then you go to filing status wizard and you walk through that and do it that way. You could say,
Okay.
you can just say like, I know I'm head of household, but let me show you how the filing status wizard works.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are. It's asking what your filing status is. So the most common filing statuses are single, which is yourself. Mainly also if you live on campus by yourself, you have a roommate, apartment, it's just yourself. Married, filing jointly if you're married and you're filing taxes together. Head of household is if you have a dependent or a child that you are supporting along with yourself. And then a non-resident alien is if you are here in the United States on a visa. And if you are unsure about whether or which filing status to choose from, there's this handy filing status wizard that you could go through to see which filing status is best for you. So I'm going to go through it just to show you. And it says, first, were you considered married on December 31st of 2021? No. As of December 1st, were you a U.S. citizen or resident alien? Yes. This typically means someone else is eligible to claim this person as dependent on their return. So no. And another thing to remember is if you do have a child and you aren't married or filing jointly, to make sure and to verbally agree on who will be claiming the dependent, just to make sure that everything, works out when you're filing your taxes.
Yeah, that's a good point because only one person can claim the child. So
Yes.
you actually it's if two people both try to claim the child, whoever gets there second, it's going to be rejected, and then it causes sort of some issues with the tax return. So definitely have that agreement first. And if you do have a rejected return, contact us to have some guidance about getting legal support with paper filing and cleaning up any fraud if someone claimed someone inaccurately.
Yeah. You have a qualifying person. Continue. Is the only reason that you would be able to claim this person as a dependent because of a multiple support agreement? No. Based on your answer, your filing status should be head of household. So perfect. So now I'm head of household. Press finish. And now that it's determined which status is best for me, I'll just click head of household. And it says it down here as well. Do you have any dependents or qualifying persons? Yes. And this is when we want to have the child's social security number ready and their information. So here I'll enter in my son's information.
Great. And it's really great that you're claiming your son because there are child tax credits that for this year are for a 5-year-old, it's actually up to $3,600 of the child tax credit. Plus in California, if you qualify for the California Earned Income Tax Credit, you also qualify for the Young Child Tax Credit for children under age 6 in the tax year. Is another $1,000 that you could get on your return. So it's awesome that people are claiming their children, parenting, transition age youth are working on this, and that money is to support raising your child.
Okay, so here's the social security number, and it's asking, was this individual a U.S. citizen, U.S. national, U.S. resident alien? If they were not, you cannot claim the child tax credit or the credit for other dependents for this person. So yes. Relationship, child, son. Number of months this person lived with you in your home. So 12 months. He lived with me the entire time during the year. And check any of these are applied to you. This person was over age 18. No, no. No. So here it shows a list of my dependent. If you have any other dependents or qualifying child, you go ahead and add them here as well. Here is that advanced child tax credits. So did you or your spouse have a principal place, main home in the US for more than half of 2021? Yes. Did you or your spouse receive any advanced child tax credit payments? So during 2021, during the whole pandemic and COVID situation that had happened, the government had passed a bill that allowed individuals like me to receive advanced child tax credits. So I was receiving $300 a month, and this was part of that advanced child tax credit. So there's a letter in the mail that you would get, and I completely forgot what letter it was, but it basically showed me how much I received in that advanced child tax credit. And later on, as I go through this, it's going to ask me the exact amount that I received in advance, because basically what's going to happen is the child tax credit that I'm eligible for will basically decrease by the amount that I've already received during 2021.
Yeah, that's right, Brooklyn. And for those of you listening, if you're like, did I get my letter from the IRS? The letter is called letter 6419, and that tells you how much you did receive. And if you didn't get that letter for any reason, you can actually create an ID.me IRS account and verify who you are. And it'll actually tell you not just if you received the child tax credit payments in advance and how much, but also your stimulus checks and how much, and other tax information in there. So if you're not sure or you might have questions, go to ID.me and find out.
Yes. Cool. So the advanced child tax credit, I don't even have my letter. I don't even know.
That's okay. So you can take a moment. You can always come back to this later if you take a look there. You can come back. But for this part, all you do is you look at that letter, or you look on your ID.me account and you fill in how much you received. So if you started right away in July getting $300 a month, that's $1,800. And the number of qualifying children you have, Brooklyn, is 1. So you would just write in 1,801. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Now on your return, you'll actually get the remaining $1,800 for that, of that $3,600 that you'll be receiving for your son.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, did you or anyone on your tax return receive a CP01A notice from the IRS containing a 6-digit identity protection PIN? No, I did not receive an identity protection PIN.
So unfortunately, tax fraud and identity theft can be a bigger issue for current and former foster youth, because so many people have had access to social security number or information in the past, and it does happen. So if it does and you have one of these pins, all you have to do is, it's a 6-digit pin. You just enter that in here. If you hit yes, you just enter that in here. And again, if you lost that pin, that ID.me account with the IRS is one way to recover it. And don't share that with anybody else. It's to keep you safe so that that fraud can't happen again. So in most cases, people are going to say, no, this has not happened to me, which is a good thing. And you say no, and you click continue.
Awesome. So here's what we have so far is myself, my son, who is my dependent, contact information, mailing address, phone number, and my filing status, head of household.
That's great. So I'm pretty sure you finished step 3, which is entering all of your personal information. and your dependent information and everything that's correct for you. Now, this is the information the IRS will keep on file. So they'll contact you at this phone number and they'll send you letters at this address. So just make sure that everything was typed correctly, no spelling errors, nothing like that. And I think step 3 is all done.
Awesome.
And I believe if you hit continue, it takes you on to the next part of tax filing. Aha. Slay it. So this is where you'll start to enter tax documents, income, and deductions. So way to go on finishing step 3.